Hi and welcome to my kitchen. My name's Shannon and today I'm going to be making a recipe from the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook. It's called Good Girl Moonshine or GGMS. You can find it in the original cookbook, Trim Healthy Mama, on page 397. But the version I'm going to be making today you can find in the June 2019 ezine put out by Trim Healthy Mama. I'll put the link to that in the description below so you can find it and know the amounts to put in the recipe. I'm just going to tell you how to mix it here and then you can go and find out there what to use specifically. All right, so what we're going to start with is a quart jar, and I pre-filled the ice so that you didn't have to hear all that clanking. But you're going to want to put the quart jar mostly full of ice. Then you're going to want to put about a cup of water in. You're going to add more water later, but for mixing purposes, just go ahead and put in a cup of water. You're going to put in apple cider vinegar. You're going to put in both vanilla flavoring and caramel extract. Now, I use real vanilla that I make myself, but I do have it in a little bottle just for show. This is the caramel extract I use. I like Watkins. Now, I've never tried the Trim Healthy Mama brand, but I've heard it's way better. Maybe one day I'll splurge and buy it. I'm gonna go ahead and put those in. Now, the original recipe doesn't call for all of these things, but this one's a little different. And with Good Girl Moonshine, there's probably about 400 different ways you can make it. I mean, there's probably more, but this is my favorite. So right here, you're gonna put in collagen and stevia. I like the Trim Healthy Mama brand for both of those. I've tried other brands, and with collagen, the only other one I've ever really liked was Great Lakes, but most of the other brands I've tried just sit and they clump, but the Trim Healthy Mama brand and the Great Lakes brand both don't clump. Now, with stevia, I have only had luck with the Trim Healthy Mama brand. Anything else is bitter and disgusting. Now, I have purchased the nuts.com brand and it's really nice, but it's a totally different texture than the Trim Healthy Mama brand. So what I found is that the nuts.com tastes great. And if you can't afford Trim Healthy Mama, the nuts.com one is cheaper and it does taste great, but it is more like a granulated texture. Whereas when you open the Trim Healthy Mama brand, it's more like a powdered texture. So it will dissolve in your drinks a whole lot easier, a whole lot quicker, and just a whole lot better. So go ahead and put in those powders. All right, now, so I've put in the apple cider vinegar, and you can tell my family uses this a lot. So I buy the big gallon, and I found this one at Sam's Club, and I have heard you can find it at Costco, but I've never been lucky enough to find it at Costco. So then the only thing I did not pre-measure, the only two things, were MCT, and that's because I wanted you to be able to see how I personally get it out. It is really messy. MCT oil is great, but it's so thin that it runs all over. So I like to use an old medicine dropper from when my kids were little. I just saved it, and it really makes the cleanup a lot easier and it doesn't have a mess. All right, and then the salt. It says a pinch. Everybody's pinch is different. I just take a little bit and put it in. So you've put in all the ingredients now except the extra water. And why did you leave that out? For this reason. You want to mix it. Don't mind the sound. I know it's going to be loud, but give it a really good shake because you want everything to cream together. I put the lid on the jar without the hole so that it can mix without any mess. All right, now that looks good, and you'll see that it's very creamy on the top, and it has very much the color of a cream soda that you're going to purchase. Not like the old red style, but just a regular soda. Give it another shake. All right, now, I was drinking this summer when I had a yard sale, and my dear cousin came over, and she's really into health and fitness, and she noticed that I was drinking, and she asked, and I explained it to her, and she said, you know, I want to try it. Go ahead and top it off with water, by the way. So I wrote down everything for her, and she went home. She purchased all the ingredients. She made them, and she came back and said, Shannon, it's just not the same. You need to teach me. So Linda, this is for you. I purchased ball lids at Kroger. I'm sure you can find them just about anywhere, but it seems that they are in the canning section, and they seem to only be out during summer months as well. But I love these lids. I just do not use it for mixing because the whole, you're gonna make a mess. I like the metal straws, but you can use whatever you want. Oh, it is perfect. It is seriously my favorite. I know that you can tweak it any way you want. You can add ginger, and you can add cinnamon, you can add any extract, strawberry, orange. A lot of people really enjoy putting carbonated water into this specific recipe, and then it's a whole lot more like an actual soda. But I find that I'm happy without the carbonated water because I have purchased it in the past to try it, and yeah, it was nice, but it really didn't add enough for me to bother continuing to purchase it, because I try to cut back on things that I purchase at the store anyway. So having to add that to my list each week was just, it was a hassle. So I know that I don't use it, but you can if you want to. They're really cheap. You can buy it at Aldi, anywhere. Just about every place has their own brand, but be careful because I've noticed that a couple brands of carbonated water add sugar for some reason. So just make sure that you read the ingredients and there's no sugar in it. Good Girl Moonshine though, it is a fuel pool. And if you're new to Trim Healthy Mama or you don't do Trim Healthy Mama, you might not realize what that is. It just means more or less you can eat it with any meal and it doesn't add enough carbohydrates or fat to throw off your diet. I know Trim Healthy Mama's not a diet, but a lot of people use that term, and so it makes more sense when I say it too. So I use this to help me stay hydrated because during the day I just know that I get busy and I do not drink enough water. So by incorporating my Good Girl Moonshine, and especially the cream soda version, I get enough water that I don't have to worry about, why do I have a headache? Is it water? Oh, I'm not hydrated enough. And I'll just get it in and not have to worry about it. So I hope you try this recipe, and I hope you love it as much as I do. I know my sugar-loving husband even enjoys it. He knows what's in it. He makes it himself. He says he doesn't miss the sugar at all when he drinks this. So it's just one of those things that it might take a little bit of time getting used to. If the apple cider vinegar that they tell you is too much, cut back until you're used to it. If you're not used to the stevia because it's a little bit bitter, go ahead, and I suggest super sweet. Now, a lot of people try gentle sweet. I have found that personally, super sweet is cheaper and I like it better. It doesn't have an aftertaste to me anymore. I think in the beginning it kind of did, but right now it really doesn't, and I'm kind of used to that, and it's a lot more budget friendly. So if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below, but don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so you can check back for more videos, and I'll do recipe reviews and product reviews and a whole lot of other stuff. So if you have any requests, suggestions, or comments, just leave them below. Thank you.